first, let's just like, since it's our first time jumping back onto an online platform, Joe, why don't you just tell us what's going on at Forge Gaming? What's Forge Gaming all about?
Yeah, so for anyone that's maybe newer or hasn't heard of Forge Gaming or hasn't been around or is just like, hey, like I just was at one of your events and found myself on stream magically. So Forge Gaming is a ministry where we basically try to play and compete and equip people through life, right? And so we play through games and video games, right? Whether that's a board game, whether that's a video game. We compete by holding, competitions. So most recently we did a Smash tournament, some other things. We'll talk about that in some of the events that we've done. And then equipping people for life, right? Really just sort of understanding what it is that Forge Gaming is all about as a ministry and saying that, hey, we're really working at having people understand what the impact of the gospel of Jesus Christ has had on us as gamers and how we want to use gaming as sort of a vehicle just to engage and love others and spread God's love throughout, the gaming ecosystem. So that's a big part of what Forge Gaming is about and how we do that. We hold events a couple different times a year, which is a big part of what we're talking about on this call. We're talking about scheduling for the year and everything else. So really excited for that and for everything that's going on. So yeah, that's a bit about Forge Gaming from a super high level. If you want to learn more, jump in on Discord and post some memes in the meme chat and go from there.
That's right. Right on. So that's what we're about. And that's what we'll continue to be about. So, yeah, some cool things happened in 2022. What do you think some of the coolest things that happened in 2022 with Forge Gaming for you, Joe?
Some of the coolest things that happened in 2022 for me was that we had LAN parties. Because if you recall, right, like coming out of 2021 was a time where it was like we were doing LAN at home when we did LAN 16. We did that. So just like sort of that return to normal was for me just really kind of a big thing where it was like, hey, this is something that we can do. And having folks sort of just say, hey, like whatever we're comfortable with, we'll rock and roll. But for me, that was awesome. So having a LAN at our last LAN at the elementary school, if you remember in 2022, we went to an elementary school for a little bit where we had some of those, we had smaller events as well as our large LAN event was at the elementary school. And then we also had a large LAN event in Fairlawn, Ohio, as well at the Grace Church Montrose location, which was also sweet. So I really enjoyed both of those events for sure. But I also enjoyed some of the smaller ones, which is maybe funny because you wouldn't think about some of the smaller events that happened in 2022. One of them that just really sticks out to me was the Halo event that we did. That was just like, it was super small, right? There wasn't a ton of people there. There was maybe like 12 or 13 people there. But we played Halo Combat Evolved on PC, and we played Halo Infinite because it had just come out with each other in the room. So it was super fun to be like, hey, we're playing old school Halo and new Halo, and just have folks playing together on consoles and PCs. For me, that was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed several of those things, right? And honestly, just getting to know people through Discord. Those are some of the highlights for me. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, and Zilly just commented about dodgeball too. We did do dodgeball.
Dodgeball. That's right. It was Halo and dodgeball.
Yeah.
That was last year.
That was fun. That's a good highlight. Yeah. And there's that infamous picture that is on our loner backgrounds of me with my glasses
getting
being knocked
hit in the face. So why did you get hit in the face again? Were you just like up close to the line? Was that an accident? Was that I can't remember, but like your glasses fell off when you got hit in the face. That's still the wallpaper on the
I don't know.
machine.
I think people kept saying that I was like good at dodgeball, so they were trying to hit me. I don't know. I don't know, but it happened.
You do
I can't remember.
I got
hit in the face. So. I can't remember what happened. I got hit in the face.
Knocked it right out of
me. Yeah, but yeah, that was good. I think that was a highlight, having that space to ourselves, like a real life in-person space that we can go to. That was really cool. Even if I was out in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, it was still great. It was awesome. And I'm just, I look forward to having something like that again, maybe in the future. But I think also another big highlight is doing D&D. Like, I'd never been into D&D, and we started D&D in 2022. So that's been awesome. Was it 2022? Or am I lying?
Yeah, we started it then.
We started in
Absolutely, we
2022.
started it last
Okay.
year. Yep, for sure. Because I was at this month's, mostly because I just crashed it.
No.
But yeah, for sure, it started last year, and so doing D&D has been awesome. It's been really cool actually. So yeah.
Yeah, that's been fun. Yeah, right on. So that's good. That was fun. What else? Yeah, I don't know. Still, if you have any highlights of 2022, post them in there in the comment too. I'd love to hear it. But
Yeah, another one that jogs the mind for me, Steve, was the fact that Forge Gaming went to LTN Con in
oh
Indiana,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which was another. Honestly, if I look at what that event was, at least for I know that Zilly, Steve, and I were the ones that went to that. It was just so awesome to be around other like-minded individuals that are saying we're here to use gaming and nerd culture as a vehicle for ministry, and saying we don't want people that are interested in these subjects to feel like they're at all ostracized or cast out or any of that whole 1980s D&D stuff where it was like, hey, this is the occult, whatever else. Like, we're just trying to be like, hey man, like we're just Christians who love gamers and we love Jesus, and that's it. Like, it's really that pure and simple. And so we love to play games with gamers. So there you go. Let's have at it.
yeah,
So, but to see that mindset shared amongst other people that are opening game stores and building board games and doing a lot of those things, to me, LTN Con was really sort of a highlight for me on something that I really enjoyed. So LTN is another group of folks that stands for Love Thy Nerd. Really, really cool group. And I think they're actually live over as well. So maybe we can raid them after this, Steve. So who knows? Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
But
that's sweet.
yeah, those are some highlights for me for sure. Yep.
Right on. Yeah, LTN Con was super fun. It's fun to get together with a bunch of nerds and play games together. Yeah, and I think another highlight was meeting the guy who created Deliverance. Those guys, man,
Yeah.
top. It's in my top three. It might be the top one or two. That board game Deliverance. So that game is I dream about it at times, and I want to play it. And I think it's shipping, not soon enough, but soon. So
Yeah,
um,
I hope to have it by June, honestly. Like, so as far as the shipping time frames and him being like, we have to push it back a little bit, it doesn't bother me. So I'm
yeah,
like, that's cool. Get it knocked
yep,
out, man.
right on.
So
Do it right. Let's get it. That's fun.
yep.
Yeah. So Zilly said, yeah, LTN Con meeting Stave Point Steve. Yeah, that guy's a cool guy, and we got to get you guys on there. Actually, we played Minecraft Dungeons together and kind of interviewed me about Grace Church, as I'm a pastor at, and Forge Gaming. And so Save Point Ministry is awesome. Their whole ministry is to connect people with the local church. So they're just doing that, and that's we're about that too. So pretty excited about that. That's legit. So check those guys out. Save Point. All right, let's talk about 2023 then, because that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're at 2023, and
Heck yeah.
we're almost the first month is almost over. That's crazy. So that's crazy. But yeah, I think we have a specific vision for 2023, which is gonna like fuel some of the events and things that we're trying to do. So I don't know, Joe. Do you want to take a stab at it first? You want me to go for it?
Yeah, go for it, Steve. I've been talking
Okay.
a lot. You go for it, man.
I like when you talk, man. Well, 2023, the whole vision is we're not trying to do really like anything crazy different. Parent, my man, that guy, he just followed us. So thanks, Perrin. By the way,
He might unfollow us now that he's seen our faces. So I mean, you don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's
I
terrifying.
mean, just since maybe you're just jumping in, this is the first time in like I think 2 years that we've been on Twitch. So if it's not polished, then it's because it's not polished. So that's where we're at. So some more familiar faces there. Cool. And you should let us know. Should we start streaming more often? That's something that we're considering. So which is why we're here right now. But it's been 2 years. I think what happened. Okay, before we get to 2023, thinking back to even 2020. It's just funny, Joe. I remember we decided to do streaming in 2019 at DreamHack. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were like, I got some laptops. We can hook up a mic. We can do things. And we were like, let's do it. And we decided in 2019 at DreamHack in Atlanta that we were going to do streaming. More stream, more gooder. Iro. There you go. And so then it actually was great because COVID happened and we were set up to stream, and that was fantastic. And so we did that pretty hard for a while, and we had a lot of fun with it. But then we started going outside again. And like I don't know, like we just dropped off of like being on the stream and having as not much time. So I guess that's a good thing because like um, yeah, I don't know. There was a couple things that went into that decision because like I think it's because we were going back outside again, interacting with real life, and that was good. I think the other thing is I don't know. There's something about just there's just something I don't know what it is yet. Like I think we need to be on this platform. I think more ministries need to be on this platform, but the platform itself just like it's toxic. It's there's a lot of crazy stuff on it. But even more than that, it's like I I feel weird playing video games in front of people watching me. Like you know what I mean? It just kind of feels weird, and I'm like, if we can find better ways to redeem that and have fun with it, then let's do it. So yeah, and then also Sellsword. It was like it ended up being just me and Sellsword signing up and doing streams, which was great. But yeah, we want to get a more of a team to do it with us. So if you're interested in doing it with us, let's do it. Sellsword, my man. What's up, Brendan? You remember that? Remember we would stream video games and chat with two other people? That was great. Should do that again. You should sign up if you want. All right, 2023 vision. Oh man, Cinder, what's up? Oh, always down to stream. Oh, okay. All right. Final Fantasy, let's go. Well, all right. Putting that into my calendar and my agenda. I'm taking notes. I'm going to take notes right now, Joe. The people said, at least three people. The people, at least three, said to do the streams. Okay. So the vision for 2023 is we just kind of want to double down on that equip thing. So, like Joe mentioned, we are all about play, compete, and equip. That's like how we filter the things that we do. We want to do like casual playing. We want to do competitive gaming. We just had a 64-person Smash Brothers tournament in Columbus, Ohio. That was insane. You remember that, Joe? That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
there's like
just recently.
there was like 100 people there, and there was 64 people playing, and that was so fun. It was really fun, actually. So we want to do some more of that stuff too. But equipping is what we're really about, and so we want to double down on that. We want to double down on community building, and so games are okay, but how much more gooder is it if we equip people for life? If we equip people to know that Jesus loves them, if we equip people for being in community and building community, and so that's what we're going to try to do, and so that's the overall arching vision. Okay. And so that's gonna change a couple things a little bit. So this, as I'm about to say it, it is kind of sad, but it might not always be this way. But for now, we're just going down to one LAN this year. That's like the big news as part of that vision, one LAN. And so our next LAN is gonna actually be, and we can say the dates. Oh, way more gooder. We can say the dates. We have the dates locked in. It's September 28th. Is that a Thursday? September 28th to 30th. I always clump in a Thursday because we do a lot of setup on Thursdays. But September is our next LAN party. Big 200-person max LAN party. So if you've been looking forward to, because people have been asking, when's your spring LAN? There isn't. It's not. And so that's a little sad. But I think it'll be good. We'll have more time to put more effort and energy into making our LAN even better. I think we were just talking about this, Joe. Our LAN parties it's probably like the biggest one in Ohio, with like between 1 to 200 people we have, and so I think it's the biggest one in Ohio.
Yeah,
I don't know if we
as
can.
far as a traditional LAN party goes, there's some esports and Smash events that definitely like might beat us on attendance, but like it's as far as like a traditional LAN party goes, yeah, I think we were actually in the running for the biggest LAN party in Ohio. So
Yeah, and it's definitely the best in the world. So I'm just kidding.
Clearly.
I don't. But we want to make it better, and so we want to try to focus on just this year, so we can focus on making not two things. Focus on making that LAN party just even better. We want it to be the best LAN experience that people have ever had. We want people to drive from Arizona to come and visit us. So, Perrin, I'm looking at you, man. We want you to come out and we want it to be awesome. And so September 28th to 30th, put that on your calendars. That's the next LAN. We're going to get some more information out soon. Probably going to be at our typical location, but we have other people entering the arena wanting to loan out their building space. So we'll get back to you on that. But that's another reason. The other reason is we're actually doing something different this spring. So we're actually doing and we didn't promote this because it's kind of like invite only right now, but we're doing a retreat. I thought we should just let people know we're doing a retreat in the spring, and its whole purpose is to equip Christian gamers, and so that's what we're doing this spring. And if you didn't get an invite for that and you want an invite to that, just DM me, Stephen Levin on Discord, and we can chat about that, and that'll be cool. So, anything on that, real quick, Joe? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that's part of it, and I think the move back to one event per year. We really only sort of established a cadence of spring and fall right around LAN 14 or LAN 13 was when we established that cadence of 2 a year.
People kept wanting more. Yeah.
Yeah. And so part of before that, it was just kind of like, it's been a while. I guess we'll do one. Right. Like, so it was like we tried to do one once a year. Sometimes we got two, sometimes we got one, depending on how the year fell. But the plan of saying we would like one to be in fall is very much intentional, of saying we would like the beginning half of the year to be focused in on perhaps a couple different things, right? Like it frees us up to say we would love the opportunity to plan more retreats for equipping of gamers. And we would love for the ability to actually promote and host homelands if that's something that we can do in the future. So those are two things where I really look at the ability to say, like, we can create spaces for some of those things with homelands, and for retreats and for more ongoing things without there being a large event. Because to be perfectly honest too, level of effort for doing something simple like running a Smash tournament at a local game shop is so much easier and so much more relational, and there's so many more new faces that we get on a regular basis than holding a large lift for not only attendees but also for Forge Gaming staff to do that lift, right? So that's definitely a part of it. So
yeah,
yep.
And I just like enabled followers only mode chat. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know how to change it. We'll get back on the grind here. But yeah, absolutely. And to that point, something that you said I want to highlight even more is we do want to equip more people to do more lands at home. And so this has been a big vision for us for a while too. Imagine if, okay, so we still have our one big LAN a year. And again, that cadence could change, but right now we're looking at the cadence of a retreat in the spring and a big LAN in the fall. And that retreat can have different purposes depending on what we're doing for that year. So, but in between that, we're like, hey, let's have people and equip people to do home LAN parties, okay? Wildsaw, you're still an admin. Thank you. Disabled it. Appreciate that, man. And so we're just going to equip people to do more home LAN parties. And what's cool about that is we can do even more LANs, technically, like Forge Gaming branded LANs. We'll supply the how we do LANs, help you with setting up your LAN at home, help you with inviting and make it kind of like a Forge Gaming branded kind of thing, but at your home, and very much like smaller and more relational, really. And so we're looking forward to that. So that's actually, if you're interested in wanting to do a home LAN, it's actually on our volunteer sign up page right now. So we changed some of our volunteer stuff, and so if you want to volunteer in any capacity at Forge Gaming, we've updated that, and with some other positions, including a home LAN person. So if you want to be that person, go to our forgegaming.us website, scroll down a bit, go to volunteer, and you'll see that there, and we'll love to get you prepped for that. So let me catch up in the chat here. Parent, what's up, my northern friends? 10-minute window. I'm so sorry, man. He had to wait 10 minutes to chat. But stream regularly. Used to stream and do the YouTubes. I'd be down to clown. Hey, this guy. September baby. Okay. At first, I saw September baby, and I thought, you're having another baby in September? You guys just had a baby, so that's cool. You were just saying September, baby. I get it now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could definitely do a LAN group in Arizona. You know a guy. Let's do it. We'll help you set up a Forge Gaming brand LAN at your home and promote it and everything. That'd be awesome. Yeah. And what's cool about that too is just like Perrin said, like it's not locked to Ohio. Then we can see Forge Gaming LAN parties happen anywhere. Or I said Arizona,
You
Arkansas.
said Arizona, it's Arkansas. Yeah, not that far away.
AR is Arkansas for the record, just so you guys know.
This is Arkansas.
Oh man. Well, that's I'm not embarrassed at all. That's good. What's up, Jimbo? Good to see you, man. So,
Word.
I even wondered, man, because Joe, we've had people because I do missions for Grace Church, and we have people in like Germany and France and Japan wanting to do stuff with us too, and this could be a way. Like, hey, help some Japanese folk do some LAN parties in their home. That'd be cool. All right. So with that too, you guys have probably seen this, but we've started to do some more monthly things as well. We have monthly. We're trying to get more people gaming on our Discord monthly from a rhythm. We're trying to do more tournaments, more tabletop, more D&D. We partner with Great Oaks Tavern in Wadsworth, Ohio, for food at the last LAN, and they want us to put on a Smash Brothers tournament once a month. So that's gonna be happening. We're gonna be putting that live to the social media and the website soon. But we're gonna be doing monthly Smash Brothers tournaments, 32-person max tournaments at Great Oaks Tavern. They have awesome food, by the way. They have awesome board games. The owners are awesome, and they're awesome. We do our D&D there every month, and it's really cool. So we'll do that. We might even move our tabletop around to that place too. We've got a tabletop event coming up next weekend, Joe. That's already next weekend. This weekend.
Yeah.
That's this
awesome.
Saturday. And so we have a handful of people signed up for that already. And that's going to be at Sweets and Geeks, which is another cool place. So we actually rented it out. It's like $100 to rent it out for 4 hours. What we're doing with that tabletop is the reason we're charging people, and I don't like to charge people, but sometimes you have to. It's because we're renting the space and we're buying the board game that we're going to be playing brand new. And so we're going to play Scythe. We're going to play Scythe, Joe. You haven't played it, and I've only played it on Steam. But it's like it's one of those where we're going to learn together and play. And so depending on how many people are there, we're going to buy one or two of the games, open it up brand new, support our local game shop by doing that. And then whoever wins the game gets to take the game home, which I think is really cool. So we'll do that once a month, hopefully. We'll have different people sign up for it. And if you are somebody who wants to lead one of those tabletop games for us, maybe you're like, man, we should play this game, and you know how to play that game, then you should lead one of our tabletop events. We'll set up a time that's good for you. We'll post it. We'll do all that stuff. Let us know. That's in the volunteer thing as well, and that would be really cool. So,
yeah, and that was one of the things that we learned about at LTN Con was that's actually called play to win, meaning like I saw it on the agenda for the event, and I was like, what are you talking about? I always play to win. Like, I'm not just like, I'm playing for fun, sure, but I'm always playing to win. So, like, I mean, what are you talking about? And it actually just means
really win.
Like, you're playing to actually, and if you win, you get a copy of the game. Or if it's just new players, the way that they did it at one of the games that I did, a play to win, was you just roll a die for every player at the table, and the highest number on that die just wins the game, right? So you can do it either random chance, or you can do who wins the game, because if you have one experienced player and several newer players, it works out. But that was play to win. Eat to win is another variant of that, where basically you pay for lunch, and then food was just brought in, whatever else. So eat to win, I was like, I was
still mad
so
about that
confused because I saw it on the agenda for the event, and it was eat to win, and I was like, okay, now I'm really confused, because I usually go to eat to win. Like Thanksgiving, I eat to win. Like, there's no question about it. That's what's happening. So, I mean,
hey, save point. What's up, Steve? If that's Steve,
yeah.
Thanks for following us. We've dusted off the Twitch. It's been 2 years, so judge us graciously. But yeah, man, hey, what's up, man? You guys should all follow. Anybody's watching, you should follow Save Point Ministries, because they're awesome. We just talked about that ministry not too long ago, just a few minutes ago. But I was so mad about that, Joe. I'm still mad, because this is why you got to read, folks. Like, you got to read the details. Don't just fly through things. But I thought it was an eating contest, and I was like, I'm not doing that. But had I known, I would have totally done it. So
Thought it was an eating contest. I just asked someone for
pay
what
to
it's worth,
eat.
Steve. I literally sat down at a table with a bunch of people I'd never met before, and I was like, I'm looking at the agenda. What does it need to win? Like, can you tell me what this is? And they looked at me like, oh, yeah, no problem. They filled me in, and I was like, oh, I get it. I would not have guessed that.
That is awesome. Dude, Brennan, he said, what about pay to eat? People pay Sellsword to eat.
People pay Sellsword to eat. I like
How about,
it.
I think this Thursday, I'm gonna pay for Sellsword to eat with me. So that's gonna happen.
Pay to eat to win the game.
That's the title.
That's what it's called now. And gasp, Ozzy's on here too. Yeah, I know. We're dusting this thing off. It's still online. Wow.
Lunchtime, the best time. Eat the game to pay to win.
That's crazy. But I mean, like, circling back, since I know we got people that are sort of tuning in and out, right? I mean, the big reason for pushing towards one large event per year is definitely the focus on relationship and the ability to execute on smaller events more frequently, and the ability to say, like, I mean, Steve and I will both tell you, we're not an event-driven ministry, meaning like we don't want events to be defining what it is that we're doing. But we're also looking at saying, like, how can we be more relational? How can we do this more frequently? How can we build better bridges and better connections with people to have more meaningful conversations and make Equip be that much stronger and better of what we're doing? And I think a big part of that is, like, you know, we sort of said, hey, if we do one event a year and say that's kind of like a capstone type event where we're doing that once a year, that's kind of going to be what we're pushing towards and what we're looking at, and saying, like, we would just want the ability to pour our time and our energy into a lot of the smaller things along the way that are going to allow us to have more frequent touch points, right? Because we just found that, like, I mean, if you meet someone and you only talk to them twice a year, if you see them at like a conference for work, or like if you just see them at church twice a year, how much relationship can you really build with that individual? So it's like probably not a lot. It's more about the daily or the weekly or the monthly contact that you have with these individuals. So that's what we're trying to beef up on a little bit. And that's a large part of the reason for saying, yeah, we get that, like, we only want to do one large LAN event a year. That might actually mean more LAN events. We might do more home events. We might actually do more things in general where we can invite people in and hang out and meet with folks. So it's honestly a very exciting time from my standpoint. But as far as like the large effort uplift, we want to basically say, hey, the large effort uplift for everyone, attendees and Forge Gaming staff, we want to make that once a year and make that, you know, purpose built so that we can work towards that. So yeah, fantastic stuff. So I just wanted to add that in there because that's part of the conversation for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, love that. And with that, we're gonna have to raise support too, because with that and with the things that we want to do, we want to raise support. And just so you guys know, like whenever we do our LAN parties and events and stuff, we don't make any profit off of any of those things. Those are for it's like how much can we not charge, so we can leave that as a barrier for people to come to the thing. Because that's our goal, is that people would come to the thing and build relationships. So we try to make them as cheap or free as possible. And so we want to keep that kind of mentality as much as we can, and try to get funding other ways from people that are like really invested in the ministry, and not just people that are like, what's Forge Gaming? You're just cool. Okay. Yeah, we'll be, if anybody is invested in the ministry and you want to be generous this year, you could do a one-time or monthly gift at our website. And man, I hate saying that kind of stuff out loud, but there it is. With my job as a pastor, I'm used to being the one who's like, hey, here's my ministry and here's why you should do it and give us money. I'm not usually on the side of like, hey, if you want to be investing in our ministry, go on and do it. So we're working on it, we're working on it. But yeah, we'll have some newsletter updates to for those that are monthly or some kind of financial partners with us, as well as like anybody who just wants updates on the ministry itself. So those things are all coming. But there we have it. There's an update in 40 something minutes of what's happening. And so we're just excited. We would love for you to continue to be part of our team. And again, go to the volunteer website, sign up for something if you want to volunteer for something. We're going to do home LAN parties. We're going to keep doing monthly events, weekly gaming. And then we're going to do that one LAN September 28th to 30th. So put that on your calendar. We'll get registration out soon-ish. It's a ways away, so we'll see. But we'll get it out soonish and get you invited for that. But that's pretty much all we have, right, Joe?
I think so, but the LAN's going to be the 29th through the 30th, right? So
29th. I keep saying 28th because that's when we set up. Sorry.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, the 29th
Yes.
that Friday through Saturday the 30th. Yep.
And that's LAN. What are we at? 21? 20.
I think it's 20.
LAN
Yeah.
20.
Yep.
20th LAN. That's exciting, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Joe, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Love it. All right. We'll see y'all. Take care.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.